for sure. So cold, but we're always coming back for more.
Hey, welcome back and Happy New Year. If you're new to my channel, hi, I'm Lizzie. I am the content creator for this channel, Homemaking with Lizzie. And in today's video, we are going to be undecorating all of our Christmas decor and getting ourselves set up in a position where we can be ready to reset our homes for the new year that's coming ahead.
Just wanna stay close, don't say that. Ain't gonna leave ya. Sabotage. You're a
So we're just going to go ahead and take a look around the room of what Christmas mess we have to clean up and see the work that we have cut out for ourselves. So when I am dealing with a huge mess of a room or a home, I sometimes just go to organizing a little bit so that when I go to put things away, I have like things with like things already and I don't have to make a bunch of trips. Also, another tip is to carry around a basket around your house and just fill it with all the random things that are out of place. And as you visit each of the rooms, you can put those things away from the basket. So this Christmas was a little stressful, but it was very, very sweet at the same time. But before I get into why it was a little stressful, I wanted to show you this book called The Other Wise Man. It's a really good story that will help bring in the true meaning of Christmas, and I have grown up being read that story by my grandfather, and it's been a tradition that we've kept on my side of the family, and we like to read it on Christmas Eve. I and my husband have started reading it to our children on Christmas morning before we open presents, just to help us remember what the whole season is really about before we jump into all the crazy gift opening and all the excitement. I will have that book linked below, and I highly recommend you checking it out. But back to my Christmas experience of 2023, the reason it was a little stressful, more so than other years, was because I had decided to wait until the last minute for one reason or another to finish tying blankets for each one of my kids, and it turned out to be quite a feat. I had the most wonderful neighbors who really came through for me and helped me finish sewing, cutting, tying, binding, everything. And I had one neighbor who was working on binding the blankets on Christmas Eve. It was just so down to the wire, so it made it very stressful. But once it was all ready and she pulled through, it really was a great gift for them to open, and I hope that it'll last them through their lifetime.
A different view of my life. You left me running on and on, but I don't care, would you let me in? You said goodbye like everything's gone, everything that we could have been. But I know you're my liability. Yeah,
So I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas. I'd like to know, what are some of the traditions that you guys have? I adore traditions. I really do feel like traditions help keep our family ties together through the generations. It helps us want to come back to family at those special times of year when we usually aren't able to see each other as much during the normal year, but we give our extra best effort to try and see each other during the holidays. I think it really helps us remember those familial ties and helps us feel like we have a place and that we're wanted and needed. Traditions are huge in my house, and over the years I have really learned to narrow down to the ones that matter most or are the ones that are most memorable for my family. I went through a phase where I was trying to do every new tradition and I was wearing myself out. I wanted to, do it all for my kids, and really I wasn't able to be present and really enjoy the season, and I was in tears by the end of the season, and I don't recommend that. By the way, I made this nativity for my family. It's very, very, very similar, almost identical to the one I grew up with as a kid, and it's very nostalgic for me and my childhood. My mom still puts up the same one that she had when we were growing up in her house. So I can show you if you're interested. It does take a while to make, but it's not hard, it's not complicated, it's just a little time consuming. But back to traditions, we really like to do driving around looking at lights with cute hot cocoa cups that we make at home before we leave. We also like to have all the kids spend the night in the same room on Christmas Eve so that they can all be excited. And let's be honest, big kids watch little kids and make sure they're not peeking. So that's a good thing. The others, let's see, we really like to make specific cookies just at Christmas time. So we like to make thumbprint cookies, we like to make toffee, we like to make sugar cookies, and the other one I made was actually cream cheese cookies, which may not sound very appealing, but let me tell you, every single person who has tried them for the first time asks for the recipe because they are so addicting. They're not super duper sweet. They are just right, and you could just eat a whole batch to yourself. They're really dangerous. So we make those, and we like to deliver things to our neighbors and just spread Christmas cheer. We also like to play games and watch Christmas movies and really just spend time together as a family.
In the crowd, just stay with me and make it worth your while.
I sometimes, well, not sometimes, almost every time I can, I actually change out my dish soap as well to whatever matches best for the season. I know that's not for everyone, but it's just something I like to do, so I don't usually wait until it's all gone and then change the color. I like to just store it in a jar under my sink, and I'll use a spatula just to scrape out the extra sides so I'm not wasting anything. But as you can see, it was still green in the pump, but it'll eventually pump through and come blue, but it's all Dawn dish soap. So I switched between the green apple and the original blue that you can get at Costco just because they work so well. I have tried Mrs. Meyer's in the past, and I love all the other cleaning stuff that company has to offer, but I am just a Dawn dish soap girl. Here I have the best trick or hack. Don't ever use command strips ever again. This is way better. It will never rip your paint or any other material that it's on. It acts like a command strip where you stretch it to let it go and to release the adhesive, but it is just on a roll. You can make it as big as you want. It's easier to conceal. You can use it like a double-sided tape. You can use it as a single-sided tape. It has a clear backing on it that you can pull off, and it is the best. I will link it down in the description box below, and I actually got that tip from my sister-in-law, and I ended up buying some for myself for the holidays to decorate with. and I will never go back. Like any party planning, any kind of balloon arch, anything that you want to hang or keep in place, this stuff will do the job, and it doesn't rip your paint. It is like a miracle tape. So again, I will have that linked in the description box below, and you should check it out. So I was really trying to hustle at this point. I had neighbors of ours, some friends that were coming over, their whole family, and we were going to do a white elephant gift exchange and have dinner and just hang out. And so I didn't really feel that it was a big deal to take my tree down on this day. I did want to get everything else down. And then in the next day, I took my tree down. But I was really feeling the pressure because I hadn't even started dinner. And I had all these mouths to feed, and I was just wanting to make sure that it was going to be on time. So I was really trying to hustle and move and get to the point where I could just jump in the kitchen and not have to worry about the rest of my house. So here I am putting those green pillowcases back on, just like I told you at the beginning of the video. And I'll keep them out, like I said, until about mid-January when I decide to put out my Valentine's Day decor. So here I am in the second day, more relaxed, not as stressed, just trying to get my tree undecorated, and it was a much more enjoyable process for what it is. I don't always think that undecorating the tree is the fun part, but it is a necessary part. So I'm actually taking off some of my new holly ornaments that I showed you in my Christmas haul video, and they were like my favorite ornaments this holiday season. I am so happy I bought them. They were a little more expensive than some of the others that I bought like at Walmart, but they were beautiful. The other thing, as like an update from my haul video, that sleigh worked out really well for snacks. I even had one of the Amazon drivers stop and take a picture of it because she thought it was so cute and such a great idea. And the ornaments that I got from Costco were actually really high quality. They felt really nice. They didn't feel super thin. They hung super well. The little metal piece on top of the ornament that connects to the ornament, I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but that part did not even feel like it was going to come off. Even when I was taking the ornaments off of the tree, it didn't feel like it was going to separate, and I had to be careful. They were so well made. I would definitely consider buying another box next year. Especially for the price. I believe I bought them for about $18, maybe a little over $18, so they were about $1 a piece. And again, really high quality, 100% would recommend them again.
It's quite a lonely world that we're living in, oh baby, you are something special, I'm sure. Everything makes total sense when you're next to me.
So because I had so much pressure to get those blankets done this year for Christmas, I really put YouTube on the back burner because it felt like a total extra at that point. But I wanted to make a video of what I got my kids for Christmas, and again, couldn't get around to doing it. So just real quick, we like to have Santa bring 2 small gifts, and then Mama and Papa, which is my husband and I, we give 3 gifts to our kids, and they're usually the bigger gifts. We don't do huge Christmas just because it starts to feel like a lot really fast. And my kids get a lot of gifts from grandparents and aunts and uncles and cousins, and so it really starts to add up to a lot of things in our what is a small home for us, for how many people live in our home. And so just a lot of stuff starts to accumulate. Here I'm just finishing taking off the last few ornaments on the tree, and then next I will start to pull off the ribbon.
When you're next to me. Even if I told you I could never let you go, I'm not so sure you believe me. But if I mean to show you, I will never let you go. No, 'cause you don't see the logic of things.
So here you see me pulling off the ribbon on the tree that I had this year. I normally don't save my ribbon. I usually just throw it away and then usually do something different the next year. But I've never done a red ribbon quite like this one, and I really felt like it was a statement. I really loved the bright red. So it really came off quite easy. It wasn't on very tight, and I was kind of glad about that because at this point I was just so done with undecorating the tree. And so it was nice to have something just come right off all in one piece. Here's the angel that I got at Savers at the beginning of the season, and she worked out really well. When I visited my mom in November in California, she had me help her decorate for Christmas, and she pulled out her angel and it looked almost identical. So it really made sense in my memory to just see that my mom did have that angel just like I had thought I remembered. This tree is massive. It is a beast. I was sweating because at this point my heater was on and I hadn't cracked my window like I usually do. And I had been wrestling the top of the tree. I thought it came apart at a different spot, and I sat there for like 2 or 3 minutes trying to lift it, and it was like lifting the weight of the whole tree. It was bad, and so I was really sweaty. Here I am wrangling it, more like you'll see in a minute. I'm like grappling it. It's a full-on me using my body weight to get this thing into the bag. It was really hard. This tree is the Amelia tree at Home Depot. I had been wanting this tree for like 2 seasons, and before that I had just gotten a tree maybe 2 seasons before that, and so I didn't feel like I could justify buying another tree when my other tree was still pretty new. And finally last season my husband was like, just get the tree, I know you really want it, and he told me you'd always wanted to do 2 trees in the house, so let's just do it. So here I am grappling the tree, trying to get it to freaking close, and I finally pull through and come out on top, but it was quite the process. I was so sweaty afterwards, you guys. See, I'm just like finally so sweaty, and full of flocking and glitter. Let me tell you, I knew that when I bought it, but to actually see it, I'll show you a picture of my floor in just a minute. Here it is, and this doesn't even do it justice. There was so much glitter on the floor. It was ridiculous, and so much glitter in that tree storage bag. Oh my gosh. And then I ran out of space on my memory card of me vacuuming my living room, but that's what I did. And here I am with my house all picked up. I decided to light my favorite candle, which is an apple scented candle. I've mentioned that in a couple of my other videos, and it just makes my house smell like home. This season I decided to put snowflakes from the dollar store on my cabinets because my home is so small. I decided that putting a whole wreath on there would just look really cluttered, and so I decided to put the subtle snowflakes, and because they're more of a winter thing, I decided to keep them up. Here I have more evergreen that I left out, and my green pillow, like I said earlier. And here's just an overview of the clean living room that I have. There's those 3 trees on my mantle that are just evergreens, just nice to keep out as something to have, but not overdone.
I don't really need new friends, so spending
I hope you enjoyed this new video I have out. I hope it's motivating for you, and I hope we will be able to get to know each other a little bit more. If you haven't already, I encourage you to like, comment, and subscribe. This really helps out my channel. And I will see you in the next one. Happy New Year! Bye!